Don't get it twisted, I'm enjoying Wuthering Waves a ton right now. These are just my thoughts and potentially personal issues on what, the first 2.5 hours of me playing so far? I'm not invested in the story right now. However, it could also be a me issue and my impatience to wanting to get to the gameplay, which is very good. I was interested in the story within the first half an hour or so because you get Rover, who meets the hot chick and then kind of wakes up with 2 more hot chicks, and then you go start exploring to beat up stuff. Oh, look at that, fighting some big whatever thing and you're absorbing it with your arm. That's cool. Up until this point, I was pretty in there in terms of story. I'm definitely still here for gameplay without a doubt. But once we entered the Shinja-Lufu, I'm calling it that because I thought it'd be funny. That's where I was kind of trapped for way longer than I thought. I was there for about an hour and a half just talking to everyone. Oh, look at that. You are the special guest that we're waiting for to talk to the magistrate or the magistrate. I forget the name of the chick. Oh, she's not even here. Here's some stuff. I don't know what this stuff does. Let's go to the lab. Then we can maybe figure out what this stuff does. All right, let's do a combat simulator for about 5 minutes. Oh, the combat simulator kind of got hacked. I don't know what's going on here. It's like the parts that are meant to hook you in, at least in my opinion, are spread out through the narrative. You gave me something cool to watch when the story started, and then we have all of this crap that we have to sit through, and then sprinkle in some more cool stuff. And I think my issue with the narrative is either I'm just too impatient, I don't care, or I just want to do combat. Now I say that, let me hold up. I'm actually at the part, I'm at a part of the game where I feel like they stopped trapping me in Shenzhou to do story exposition, and I'm able to start traversing to the area like the Highland. And going from here all the way to here, that felt good to me, because with my end goal being at this location, I am now forced to start fighting stuff through the path. And the reason why I didn't have that same mentality prior to now, or at least prior to this specific point, was because we start here, big tutorial mode, we have to get to here, and I could have started exploring from there, but my resources and mechanics of the game weren't unlocked yet. So as much fun, well, okay, I can't say it wasn't fun to explore. I put myself in this bubble. I wanted to get to here super fast so I can start pulling on the beginner banner and then try and do this stupid solo team with Xianjin, which I haven't gotten yet. You know what? This is going to be irrelevant to the premise of this video, but I might as well show you. Oh, wait a minute. Reset. Okay, comment below and tell me what time daily reset is in PST, because I didn't look it up and I wasn't expecting to get this already. Sweet. Let's go to convene. So I've already pulled on this beginner banner 4 times, and I haven't gotten my 5-star yet, and I assume that's because the 5-star will literally be on the final pull, because my gameplay from another video that I made was getting Xianjin and then see if I can do all the content with just her, which is a stupid idea, I understand, but I thought it'd be really funny and I want to play as her, so here we are. And doing those polls, I got Yan Wu, and I'm not regretting my decision at this current point. But back to the topic of the narrative. I'm just not as invested in this story at this current point in time than I was when I was playing Honkai Star Rail, because that story just had me fully invested. I want to say the second I started that game, because in my opinion, Honkai Star Rail's narrative had a better means of balancing combat in the overworld and story-driven parts. I do remember enjoying going through that story way more than I'm going through this one right now. But again, I will admit, once I started hitting this point right here, where I'm going into the rock area, and I think I need to enter another village too. The traversal has been a lot more fun. Sitting through dialogue has been more interesting, and the deal with Rover, I'm curious about. But my main issue, that again could very well just be a personal problem due to my lack of patience and strict want for combat, while also wanting to be invested in the story, but not wanting to sit through all the slow build up exposition dialogue. You know what? I think the comparison I can make to this is, you know how in Persona 5 you're given one fight at the casino, 2 to 3 hours generously of exposition and world building, and by hour, let's say 3.5 and 4, the game finally opens up and now you can play Persona 5. I think that's literally my issue with Wuthering Waves, and all I have to do is just power through the beginning so that the rest of the game can open up to me, and I no longer have something to needlessly complain about. Combat's sick though, man. I went into this game relatively blind on how characters play, and I now understand why Gion is so high up on the tier list, because that man plays so well. And I'm having a lot of fun. For the sake of dragging out the video and completely wasting your time, I might as well just tell you some other nitpicks that I had while playing the game on stream. I don't know why, but it's weird to me how the dialogue options will pop up as characters are mid-conversation. Because when I see a dialogue prompt, I'm immediately prone to hitting it.
Plays, stand-up shows, and then maybe the Martial Championships, plus tons of different treats to try out. You think it, we have it.
And my mind won't even process the fact that the character is still talking and their dialogue hasn't finished. Since the lines are voiced, I want to actually hear what the people are saying so I can properly internalize it. Even if I'm reading ahead of it, I still at least want to hear the voice work, because I like hearing the voice work. I don't know what you want from me. It's not a bad thing in my opinion. I just think it's a weird decision that was made. This is something that I think is bad though. Text is cut off at the end of sentences. Voiced sentences, mind you. Now here's the thing, you can still hear what the person is saying. I think it's just a mistake. I'm relatively certain this is something that will be patched out so that all the dialogue will fit into the screen in which people are talking, so that everyone can have their voice line, no words are going to be cut off while the text is on screen. You know what's also weird? For whatever reason, some voice lines are being cut off mid-sentence. I don't know if I have specific clips to show you from that, but it's happened and it kind of draws me out of the game. You know what? I think that is also what my personal issues with it is, because I'm sitting here trying to get into combat but also want to enjoy the story, and I'm pointing out all these text errors and weird balancing of audio with the characters talking and the gameplay audio, and how I think Chai Xie and Yang Yang having slightly different audio levels.
If you got any questions, we can talk as we move. Yang Yang and I will give you the full scoop, every little detail from the get-go.
Sure.
Rover, can we call you that for now?
Yeah.
Before you remember your true name?
I'm just not that immersed in the story yet, and all these little nitpicks that are eating away at me are removing my ability to properly enjoy a potentially good story. I haven't gotten that far. But despite my nitpicks, despite my literal personal problems, I really am enjoying the game so far. And even if the story itself ends up being crap, the gameplay is so good. This game is very fun, and I'm still in here at the moment. I just think the next time I'm going to present content for this game, it's either going to be related to polls, related to some harder content. I just don't think it's going to be story related whenever I next play this game on camera, if that's fair. I believe that's everything I had to say, and even though I do believe this is a personal issue on my end and just not wanting to be patient for the story, I at least wanted to bring attention to it just to see what everyone else's opinions on how the story's pacing is in comparison to combat versus watching the story progress. Honestly, feel free to tell me if my opinions are wrong, because as much as I like a good story, if I'm not invested, I won't care about it, and I'll just play the game for its combat and nothing else. I hope you can understand my perspective on this side of things, and if you're enjoying the story and have no issues with it, then Good on you. Wish me luck, as I'm still trying to get John Shin to do the solo run, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, I have a quick Wuthering Waves video that's over there. It'll go into detail about the stupid plan that I have. See you next Wuthering Waves video.